The news is out. It is official. I am pregnant. I wanted to make this video to share some of the little videos that we took telling friends and family, but also I took a few clips throughout the first trimester just of my symptoms, so I'm going to share those with you as well.
What does this mean?
Oh my god. Oh god.
Are you ready? You hyperventilating?
I'm hyperventilating.
Are you happy? You look happy.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. It's not even faint on this one.
That one's really faint though.
There it is. 2. We found out December 11th, so right before Christmas, so we decided to do a Christmas present thing. So I'll insert those clips now.
Ladies, can't hear you. I'm opening this. It's from Hannah now.
Okay.
You're going to.
We'll study over to
Well, we can just be talking and chatting, and I can just tell you that I'm pregnant.
Are you serious?
Yay!
I'm so excited!
That was so much fun and exciting to share the news with everybody that we know. I didn't film all of them, obviously, but these are just a few. Now I'm going to share a few clips from the first trimester. I filmed a little bit more in-depth videos of my symptoms on TikTok, so if you're in the same boat and you're interested in that, you can go to my TikTok to see those, but I will share those few clips here. I am 6 weeks pregnant today, so I want to tell you my symptoms physically and emotionally thus far. So I found out only like 5 or 6 days ago, and since then I've just been keeping track of symptoms. One of them just being very tired, obviously. I make a joke now that I need my daily nap, and they're normally 30 to 45 minutes, so not too long. Next symptom that happened yesterday was I was very sad and crying. And there's really no reason why, which my husband did not understand. Next symptom has been dizziness. I've just felt randomly dizzy, and the seemingly common denominator of when I feel dizzy is when I am up and doing things. Like on Saturday, I was cleaning the house, cooking, and kind of running around, and I felt so dizzy that I just needed a break after doing all that. That's also a side effect I have felt before with having extreme stress in college, so I'm used to feeling dizzy, but I don't think this is related to stress. this time because I don't feel that stressed, but I just feel dizzy. So I don't know. Next symptom for like 2 days or 2.5 days, I was just feeling pins and needles all over my body. I don't really know how else to explain it. It just felt like pinching constantly. It could also just be that that was closer to when I found out, so maybe that was like a nervous energy flowing through me. That's completely a possibility. But now I only feel that like very slightly compared to what it was before. Next symptom has been shortness of breath. I just constantly feel like I'm catching my breath. And I thought that was a symptom that only happened later when you had a belly, but here we are. The last symptom actually occurred before I took any tests, but I had crazy insomnia. Like I only slept 2 hours or 3 hours maybe, which is very uncharacteristic of me because I normally just fall asleep immediately when my head hits the pillow. So that was interesting, and I just kind of wrote that off. Now I want to talk about how I've been feeling emotionally, which the first few days, absolute shock. Just so shocked, trying to wrap my mind around whether this is real or not. My husband also thinking that, which now has kind of been a different problem because with all of the symptoms that I just told you about, they could very well be written off as just a weird day or just a random thing going on, which I already have a hard time identifying my feelings and communicating them to others and feeling confident about it. Like if someone told me, oh, you don't feel dizzy, I'd be like, yeah, you're right, I don't feel dizzy. So I've had a hard time with being confident that these are the symptoms I'm experiencing and I'm not making them up in my head, I think. And telling my husband that, it makes me feel like this whole thing is not real. But the one thing that I'm holding on to is that the Lord spoke to me about this a few months ago, that it was time for us to start a family. So that's what I'm holding on to, since my first appointment is not till January 6th, which is several weeks away. And I just can't believe that I'm waiting that long. I will be back next week with some more symptoms. I'm 9 weeks pregnant today, so here are my new symptoms. Of course, I still feel fatigued. I still have shortness of breath. My boobs still hurt. I've had slight dizziness and nauseousness, but nothing that's not manageable. Normally, something that's ginger flavored will fix that for me. So I'll either drink ginger tea or I have these little ginger drops that I can suck on, and that helps. Some of the newer symptoms that I don't know if I've mentioned yet are increased appetite. I just try to eat every 2 to 3 hours, so I'm just snacking a lot, which means I normally only have 1 full meal a day because the rest of the time I just want like a little snack. I don't want a full meal. Also, cravings, of course, and it's not that I come up with cravings just by my thoughts. Normally I have a craving if I hear someone talk about it, or if I see it on the internet, or if I hear it in like a TV show or a movie. 2 examples of this from this week was in The Office. Michael Scott talked about Wendy's Frosties, and I needed that immediately, so we got Wendy's Frosties. And then my friends were talking about going to Texas Roadhouse. That just sounded so good. The combination of the rolls with the steak, perfect. So some cravings that I've been having for you. I've become really sensitive to smells, and I don't normally have a very good nose just because I have a lot of sinus problems, but I smell everything, and it doesn't smell good. But it doesn't make me sick to smell it. I just constantly am like, oh, what is that smell? So I don't know, maybe pregnancy has made my nose better. That's about it for my physical symptoms. I don't really have much that I haven't experienced so far. So the emotional symptoms, what's going on, we have our very first appointment today. It's a little bit later than what I'm seeing other people have their first appointment, but this was the earliest time that they could get me in. I'm just so anxious for it, not scared, but just like I want the confirmation that this is the real thing, that I'm not just telling family and friends and it's not even real. Like, I think that would be devastating if we had told family and friends and then it turned out there's not a baby in there. I'm really excited to get a little sonogram. That will make it feel real. I don't really have very many questions because I am already knee deep in books about pregnancy and childbirth that I just can't possibly have any more questions that these books won't answer. So just consistently reading those. We've told a few more friends this week, so that has been exciting. There's some friends that we are pregnant with at the same time, which is really cool just to experience that together. I am 12 weeks pregnant today, so I wanted to share my new symptoms with you. This week was a very hard week for me because I got the flu. I had all the flu symptoms, the fever, body aches, chills, just feeling weak overall. Even when I'm not sick, I have bad congestion normally, so I was dealing with a bad cough, sore throat, nasal congestion, all of that. And then on top of all of those symptoms, I feel like the flu was amplifying pregnancy symptoms that I hadn't really experienced that much yet. The nausea was bad, and dizziness was also really bad. So I felt like I was on my deathbed the whole week. I just really did the bare minimum. Ever since I got better, the nausea has still been there, and it really has just made me not want to eat anything. I just have a decreased appetite, but I'm trying to still force myself to eat because I always feel better when I eat. But so much for not feeling too much nausea, because now I am in the thick of it. Let's talk about emotional symptoms. I was feeling very anxious this week because of all of the things that doctors and the internet says about fevers and how they can affect your baby in their development, especially in the first trimester. So I was just feeling really anxious about that, but my husband and mom just kept reminding me that God is still developing and forming this baby, and he will continue to protect this baby from anything that a fever may cause. Other than that, we are almost to the second trimester, so I'm hoping that I start to feel more like myself again. I just have gotten used to having very flexible plans and just trying my best to do things that absolutely have to be done that day. Overall, the first trimester was not super bad. I obviously had a little bit of nausea. I only threw up once in the first trimester, so that's pretty good. I had food aversions, decreased appetite. I definitely didn't eat a lot during the first trimester just because I didn't want to, and I just had extreme fatigue, and I don't have as much stamina as I once did to do a bunch of things during the day. Those are all new, but we are now in the second trimester, so Praise the Lord. So now what we have to look forward to is our gender reveal that we're just doing with family. So I will take a cute little video and probably post it on Instagram and TikTok, so you can find that over there once we find that out. We also have in this trimester 2 big trips. We're going with my husband's family to Hawaii. This was planned a long time ago. So we're going for a whole week, but it's going to be more like a 9-day trip with travel days and everything. So that's going to be so much fun. I've never been to Hawaii. Alec and I also are going to do a baby moon. I have wanted to go to the Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard area for a long time. I just think it's so beautiful, especially in the spring and summer. So we're doing that in May. Hawaii is in April. So we're just knocking out all these trips before it's not necessarily safe for me to fly anymore, but I'm really excited for those trips. This room is going to become the nursery, so we have a lot of work to do in the second trimester, but it's all very good. Very good things. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and let me know of any other video ideas you'd like to see from me, because I love to do this for you. And I'll see you whenever I see you next. Bye guys.